Yo, people. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. I haven't got any lights on. There we go. Okay, right. This is how I day traded and made 728.98 on the day. There we go. So, a bit of this, bit of that. It's currently 2:53. So, it's literally right after we took the trades. So, I will tell you my bias coming into the day. So, on the higher time frame, obviously on Friday, we had this absolute dumperoo. Okay, so what do? Mark out the fib level from the high to the low. As you see, we started disrespecting bearish structure and started respecting bullish ones. Obviously, drop down to the 1 hour, you can see respecting 1 hour gap, come down, respect 1 hour gap, push up further, inverse in bearish 1 hour gaps. So we are currently in bullish structure, at least for the time being. Where did I want to see us play out to now? Obviously, from the high to the low of the fib level, I marked out the 79%, 6.1, 61%, and the equilibrium of the range. So those are these three lines here. I am fully bullish still until this line here, because it aligns with what does it align with? What am I doing? I swear it aligned with a gap. So I'm thinking of, I don't know. Well, it aligned with this bearish order block, you could call it, I suppose. Who knows? Who cares? Yeah, so it aligns with that, and then you got the 79% in a high premium and the 61% in a mid premium. Disrespecting bearish structure, respecting bullish, dropping down into the lower time frames. We're just clearly metro booming, right? We're just clearly metro booming. So what was I looking for? Longs, obviously. That is the two trades we ended up taking were both longs. I am in a spot where I'm just trying to secure a winning day at the minute. So as you can see, I didn't risk too much, and instead of going break even, I trailed to a winning day and got taken out. And then the second trade I only took on the combines, but I took a loss on the combines, and then this A plus setup. So on the combines, I'm only up 20.20 on the day. However, on the alpha account, I am up 580. And I'll explain a bit more about that in a minute. But market opens, we have a bullish 15-minute below, which is also got equilibrium of the range in there. Was it the 5-minute equilibrium I measured out? Yeah. So from this high, from this low to this high, got the 0.5%, and I think we actually swept the 79%. Let's mark those out. Drop down to the 1 minute. You can see what did we do? Came down, tapped the 0.5. The 0.6 aligned with this 15-minute gap, so that's always going to be the most probable. I don't know why I didn't just draw that out. Don't need the 79. So market opens. What do? We come down, manipulate here, inside of the 15-minute gap, sweeping the fib level inside of the 15-minute gap. What do? We get an external SMT, which is absolutely gorgeous. So where it's market open, I knew we'd be very high volatility, so I didn't bother waiting for an internal one, as we had this crisp 30-second gap above. Break even at the internal high. I dragged my stop to a winning day. I got taken out around here. So not many points in, but that was our 1 to 2. Obviously continuing bearish, bullish on the day. That's what I thought was best. We end up coming down a little bit further into a more premium 15-minute gap, which we're currently still trading inside of. So that was the first trade. Got disrespected technically, but we secured a winning day on it. So it's weird. Like, I had the wrong idea. I executed correctly in the way that I wanted to, because I'm not fussed about too much money, right? As long as I get the winning day, I'm sorted. I now only need 2 more on both accounts, and I can request a payout from both. I'm more than happy for that. So we end up coming into this premium 15-minute gap, which is also, I think I drew it out, sweeping the 79% extension, which is this line right here. Let's just make it blue so it's easier to see. Horizontal ray. There we go. Okay. Drop down into the 1 minute time frame. There is a 30-second gap where the 1 minute would have caused too much displacement after we inversed. I decided to go for the 30-second just to get better risk to reward. Now, where this was on the combines, I had a 50-point stop and a 150-point take profit, which is a 1 to 3, risking 500 for a possible 1500, which is what, top step. Obviously, you need more than one day to pass the account, unlike alpha, which is why I went for the 30-second inversion. So, as you can see, we came down into this premium 15-minute gap. Whoa, we are dumping. Holy dump. Anyway, so before that, we came down into this premium 15-minute, created an external SMT off of this 15-minute low. I'm not sure if this was a fib level, but obviously we marked out the 0.5, so that's all that matters. Drop down to the 1 minute. We can see we come up, test this 30-second reject off of it, and then create an internal SMT inside of the gap after sweeping 0.5. And then what do? We proceed after that very candle to get a 30-second IFVG to the downside. Okay. So you could say, oh, but we inversed this 30-second here. We did. That's very correct. Oh shit, sorry. I'm chatting out my ass. Yeah, so where I had a fixed RR, I risked, I think, 50 points, but I put obviously ended up here, so it ended up being a loss because my stop was, well, what would it have been, 50 points from, yeah, so we would have got stopped up. We then created the internal SMT. Sorry, yeah, that was the loss on the combine. It was literally 30 seconds ago. Came up, made that internal SMT, as you can see, Nasdaq traded above, and then inversed a 15-second gap. Now, I was prepared to go into this trade again. You might ask why, and it is because I, knew how bullish we were. I knew that we'd manipulate down to a certain level from market open to try, get a better price for longs, which we then proceeded to do, which is why I re-entered off the 15-second. We came up, got the internal high, so I went break even. And then I trailed the stop to it so that I wasn't down on the day, because we ran a solid 100 points, 101.50. So where this was an A plus, if I'd have initially taken this on my normal risk settings, you could have taken it for a 1 to 4. So this is all about knowing your limits, if that makes sense. So obviously external SMT, and then we get the 15-second inversion. Could have ran it for a 1 to 4 because 25-point stop, we wouldn't have got stopped out from this candle after inversing, and then we proceeded to run. Break even was at this internal high. And then, yeah, we sort of dilly-dallied a little bit. I don't know what we traded into, whether it was a bearish 5-minute or what, but I'm not too sure why we're going down this far. It could be to come to a fib level on the higher time frame, so we could see us go down a little bit more. In my opinion, we need to come back up to this to at least, equilibrium to balance the price again. But we have just traded into a bullish 1 hour. So bullish 1 hour, draw the fib level from the low to the high. We've got the 50% here, unless we drop down into a different time frame. So this is sort of where people get a little bit confused, like which time frame should I draw the low to the high from? And honestly, it's sort of just discretion. Like, I like to think of the one that's most probable, which is if there's a gap on the same time frame that aligns with it. That to me is just quite probable. So like if we draw it from this 15-minute low to the high, you can see we perfectly picked off this 0.618. So I say it's from the internal trading leg, because then ES came down much further. So let's have a look. ES came down below this low. NQ is trading above it, up the 0.6 extension. No internal SMT. 30-second inversion here, but with a 1 minute above. Not very smart to take this because you're trying to catch a reversal rather than a continuation. better odds would be waiting for a 5-minute or a 15-minute to open up and see how we react to that. Because obviously we got this 15-second, sorry, this 30-second. You'd have taken this 50-point stop. I mean, realistically, not really a good setup. It's sort of different bits of the puzzle coming together as one, but you sort of need all of them to get that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that is the P&L for the day. Let's have a little look. So, P&L on the alpha account 53848 across 2 trades, and on the top step account 150.10, which is perfect for a winning day. I'm glad I trailed, where I'm just going for payouts, trying to just rinse firms. I don't need to be going for worldy trades. I just need to make sure that that winning day is secured as early as possible, straight after the break-even point. If we continue in our direction, just drag it. If you're trying to pass an eval, don't do that. Just go break-even, let it play out, see what it does. Take your wins and run. So, yeah, that is how I made 72898 on the day. Trading the Nasdaq. Smoking on that gas crack. Oh no, I'm fine. Sorry, I opened my alpha account and you guys can't see that. I'm clicking around with the alpha account. Yeah, sorted. Love you all. Take care of yourself. Tell someone you love them, and I'll see you tomorrow.